Sharbari Mataji, you have anything to say? Anything to add to, or any new perspective that you learned? Was not there? Okay, no. Oh, Sharbari Mataji is not there today. I didn't realize. Anybody else here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yes, Vivek Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. So very nice class. So few points and some appreciation of Maharaj. So the appreciation part is how Maharaj mentioned somewhere that he wakes up and he remembers Srila Prabhupada and he goes about executing the instructions which Srila Prabhupada is given. So that is one. And he mentions that he remembers a sense of identity that he is a servant of his guru and not of the material mind, which he also mentioned during the class. That is one. Another good point is everything is. He mentioned that people are just bluffing around, wherein they say everything is under control. So he says, how is that possible? So that is possible only if you're connected to Krishna. Otherwise, everything is under chaos. I like the way he mentioned that, Prabhu. That is one. And he specifically to this text 14, Maharaj mentioned that Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days, and Shri Shukadeva Goswami is informing him to use those 7 days wisely, conscientiously. That's what he mentioned, and he drew the comparison of Katvanga Muni. That is the context when he had only a moment, and one moment of full consciousness is much valuable than the whole lifetime of dull consciousness. So this is another wonderful thing. And Maharaj, throughout this lecture, kept emphasizing on rather the context and the lecture. He emphasized on the need of hearing and chanting. So, hearing and chanting is what actually is when actually cleansing takes place, rather than the Ashtanga process of withdrawing the mind. So that is maybe temporary, or Maharaj may mention that it's introductory, preliminary steps to bhakti, whereas bhakti yoga and particularly hearing and chanting is where the cleansing takes place. So this is another important point. And he drew a very nice comparison of the bungee cords, wherein at death we are scared, fearful of losing out on attachments. And he mentioned that attachments are like bungee cords, because during bungee jumping with other bungee cords, it's nobody will even dare to do the bungee jumping in the first place. So attachments are like bungee cords. Is That's another nice point, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing it out so nicely. Maybe I'll just say a few things and then anybody else can tell. In addition to what Vivek Prabhu said here, uh, one of the things I liked, a settled point, which Maharaj said right at the beginning, is that our pursuit of a spiritual life or in general bhakti should be done with an inquisitive spirit. It is easy to, in general, do it mechanically or as a procedure, and we are used to it. As a child, we are taught get up in the morning, go to school, learn this, write this exam, and come back. In fact, many times in our own life, if we are not given an examination or an assignment with a defined outcome, we find it very tough that to figure out, am I on the right path? Because we have lost the sense of being happy with the process. And to be happy with the process while just doing it requires while the soul is always looking for something, ever always like Nava Yavanam, ever youthful, we have to connect to soul at that level by uh, through the process of hearing, reading, observing, etc. What's something that I'm able to get here? It's not necessarily new as new information, but it could be a new experience too. And therefore, there has to be an inquisitive spirit. What is it that Krishna wants me to get? Or what is it that the acharyas are telling here? Krishna is infinite, and therefore there is something much more infinite for all of us to receive. And let me tap into a small drop of that infinity. So that inquisitive spirit is something that if we don't cultivate, devotional life becomes a chore. And in just one line, Maharaj said that. That was one. Second, just to amplify what Vivek Prabhu you said, that Maharaj spoke that what we are going to hear for the next few verses in this chapter is about preliminary steps and it's not the highest. And herein we see the broad mindedness of great acharyas like Maharaj. He said, some people do not like or do not want to go to the highest level right from the beginning. And he also said, like Parikshit Maharaj is going to speak about, sorry, Shukdev Goswami is going to speak about how we are not about Ashtanga Yoga, and Maharaj said we are not advised to perform Ashtanga Yoga. And this is the beauty of the Vedic scriptures, and even those who are stringent followers of these Vedic scriptures, that they recognize people are at various levels, they may want to do various things, and yet they still know what is bare minimum required, what is superfluous, or what is an additional thing which can be followed and which may not be required to be followed. So that was one second thing here that how Maharaj, in the true spirit of the scriptures, acknowledges people are at various levels, but he doesn't say, you are doing this, you are bad, you should be thrown out. Rather, see if you can elevate yourself to something higher, but even while you're doing something lower, connect to the absolute truth. That was number two. And number three, something which Maharaj, I think he may speak later tomorrow, but I just like from the way Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport. Uh, the first few lines of the purport of this verse, the foolishness of gross materialism is that people think of making a permanent settlement in this world, although it is a settled fact that one has to give up everything here that has been created by valuable human energy. Great statesmen, scientists, philosophers, etc., who are foolish without any information of the spirit soul, think that this life of a few years only is all in all, and that there is nothing more after death. This poor fund of knowledge, even in the so called learned circles of the world, is killing the vitality of human energy, and the awful result is being keenly felt. I mean, so nicely Srila Prabhupada has written, and when I see the world around with so many wars happening, everybody is thinking it's just I have to take care of what's happening around me now. It doesn't matter how many people I kill, whom I kill, but something has to be accomplished. And to kill others, there is this whole killing machine, creating huge missiles and weapons, etc. And in that, people and creating the technology for it, people lose their life instead of making it valuable somewhere else. And we also get caught in it. That is just my appreciation for Prabhupada to hear. Anybody else would like to say something more or different? Okay, seems nothing else. I can pause here. Thank you very much. We'll continue again tomorrow. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki